where you were at the same job for 20 years, right? You had been promoted, you had a successful career, Gary. Where were you though before working together? I know, was it, what I mean by that is they were going to do a riff or talk about the severance package, but leading up to that, how long had that been going on where they were talking about that?
Oh, so I had been kind of in a unknown position for about just under 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the reorg was coming. It actually happened. I was on a special project. The goal was to find me a role. And at that point, I saw it as an opportunity for myself to kind of branch see what else is out there. I'd done a little bit on my own. Definitely didn't pan out the way I thought it would pan out. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, when you're thinking about it, my goal was to move forward and move upward in trajectory. That was my initiative. And I knew I needed the help of experts in that role to do that with another organization.
Yeah. And dude, no one likes talking about this, but I'm a military veteran. I spent a lot of time in the military and I know many veterans, which, you're not a veteran, but you spent 20 years at the same organization. And so it's very similar to a military veteran. Then it's like, dude, what do I do now? Right? Dude, I've worked at the same company. I've been promoted. I've never had to really go out and tell people how good I am and get a hold of people. Like, you don't come from a sales background, so
Right.
That's one of the questions. I know you answered it a little bit, but at what point did you say, hey, I think I might need help with this? Because some people, it's like right away, and some people, they get beat up for a long time, and then they're like, all right, man, I need some help now. What was it for you?
I had obviously I'd been in this forth about staying with the organization I was with versus looking externally. I'd gotten to the point where I'd been applying. I applied for about 100 positions, just doing the normal applying on LinkedIn or whatever.
Crossing my fingers. Come on.
Hoping that somebody would call me, and I just was not getting the responses that one I thought I would be getting. And knew I had to try something different. And I saw your ad and I attended your training session, and it really, really, really piqued my interest. And I just said, hey, this might be the time that I invest in myself. And I think we kind of talked about that. It was a point in where I was feeling that this is a stand I need to make for myself, personally and professionally, though, that I know that I have more to offer, right? And that's really where you kind of the rubber met the road, right? And I knew that I wanted to be with experts to push forward the trajectory that I knew I was worth.
I remember too, for perspective, I remember you said you were making around 83K. And I remember I saw your background, right? And we kind of laugh about this now, but I remember talking to you saying, we at least have to be able to get you to 120 or 130, right? And you were like, you're crazy, right? But after it was all said and done, I looked, it took like 75 days or roughly that time. And you went from 83K to your base now. I believe it was 139. You got a $25,000 sign-on bonus, and you get that 40K additional bonus, which, let's be honest, you're probably going to get that, right? So literally we're talking about doubling your salary, and everything freaking worked out for you. And man, I'm so happy for you. What did you find most valuable about working together? Some people say it's the mindset. Some people say it's the community. Some people say it's the individual prep, because, we do work with you until you're hired. What do you think it was for you?
I would say it's a host of things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, hard to say one was more than the other, but a couple of things that come to mind. Obviously, the online classes is so valuable. The training course is so valuable. It streamlines everything, checklists everything, and it keeps you busy enough to where, all right, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, right? The availability of your team is amazing, bar none, because when you're in the moment, right, you're in that moment, and to be able to reach out to someone and have a phone call, because I mean, let's be honest, like there were situations, right, where I would have taken a role that would have been less than what I would be in this role right now, right? We've had those conversations, right? And being able to talk with you, talk with the team was huge to get my mind in the correct space. Mindset was 100% key. So, you know, top three is the course, the availability of your team, and then mindset, because I challenged myself every day about, do I do this or do I do that or do that? So definitely key factors on the success of with your team. So I really appreciate it.
That's why I love so much now being a career coach, because when I was a headhunter, and most people think I just want to work with recruiters or headhunters, but most of the time I would try to call you, and if the client got an offer and I'd try to be telling you like, hey man, you need to take this job, because if you don't take it, dude, I'm not getting paid, right? But now I can be like, hey, don't take this job. I know we can get you more. So now it's just, you know, everyone wins kind of. So, you know, someone might watch this in the future, right? What advice would you have for someone who's on the edge right now and they're considering working together? Because I know you were at that same point, right? I remember we talked and you were like, hey, you know, I'm not sure Tim's talking about a 50K increase. Like, I think the guy's crazy, right? What advice would you have for him?
I would say the system is proven. I think that Tim and his team have put tons of things together to ensure you will succeed. Follow the plan. And I was probably the biggest skeptic out of all of them. You know, so follow the plan, you know, take Tim's lead, allow Tim to take the lead, and you know, you will become successful. Listen to his team, be engaged in the process. And I think that that's key. You have to be engaged with the process because it shifts your mindset. With successful people, while they're achieving success, changes the way you think. And I think that is what has been consistent with me is that, you know, I would hit a brick wall, but then I'd get on the coaches clinics and it revved me back up, right? Like I'm ready to make that next call, or, you know, I'm ready to send out that next invitation and have that next meetup. You know, I think that being able to see those successes knows, and for me is that mine was right around the corner.
Absolutely. Well, hey, I wish you continued success at your next opportunity, and I know you're going to do great.
Thanks, Tim. You know, and keep in contact. Absolutely.